I don't know about you, but I am sick and tired of meetings. It feels like my schedule is just full of them. And up until recently, I felt that a lot of these meetings were just really unproductive. They carried on for too long. They didn't really result in too much. And, by the end of the end of the time that the meeting was done, catching back up on that meeting, on that specific meeting a couple of days later, a lot of the action points were forgotten. This is it's madness. It's absolutely ludicrous. In today's video, I'm going to go into a few changes that you can make that will hopefully help get over the pain of dull and boring meetings, especially meetings that don't yield anything. Thank you for tuning in, guys. As always, Ehsan Ahmed here, your host. This video is brought to you in collaboration with Recruit, your outsourcing solutions provider specializing in virtual assistants. If you are looking for virtual assistants, this channel, these videos will help you, and I look forward to working with you. So going back into this, so as I said, meetings we found were dragging on, they weren't really productive, and worst of all, the action points were just not being implemented. And this is something that needed to be addressed. So the first thing that I decided to do is set a strict time limit on meetings, typically no longer than 45 minutes. If it's an end of week meeting, it's a meeting that's been called sort of once a week or maybe even once a month. I feel, in my opinion, it shouldn't be longer than about 45 minutes, unless it's really, really important and there's a need for it to go on longer. I would say aim for about 45 minutes. And that 45 minutes, there's no point going into that meeting and setting an expectation of 45 minutes if you have no clear outline of what the meeting's about. So that leads me on to the next thing, which is very, very important to have. It's a meeting agenda. And that meeting agenda is sent by one person in the meeting who is going to basically have a breakdown of all the points that need to be discussed. And then once you're in the meeting, you've now effectively prepared for the meeting with the meeting agenda, meaning that you now have a checklist of things that you need to discuss, meaning nothing gets missed out. And you're working to a timeline of 45 minutes. So now you have this in place, it allows you to execute the meeting accordingly. But again, what is the point of a meeting agenda and going through things if there's no clear action plan of what's to be discussed in the next meeting? So that brings me on to the next thing, which is exactly that, an action plan. So it's very, very important, and this is probably the most important of what I previously discussed, is having an action plan. So clearly writing down in the meeting what is going to be the plan of action and the date within which that is going to be executed. So that in your next meeting, the action plan that you've discussed is effectively next week's meeting agenda. That way you have a clear deadline on a clear task that needs to be completed by a time, meaning that there's no time for BS and everybody is on the same page. It's really helped us. Hopefully it'll help you. It's been a short video here, guys, but the message is important, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you.